culture roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
With cookies.
So as always, I'm Nicholas.
Oh, I'm Jeremy from
And
Pot Smash.
And I'm Justin.
Wow, it's a rare live in-person podcast.
Mm-hmm.
No special event this time. No real big things to cover. We just wanted to get together, hang out, and actually see each other in person for once. So.
We had a couple things on the pipeline to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess first we'll get to some news. We'll cover some interesting things that have happened over the last couple weeks. Last week we had to do we had the Girl Scout cookie breakdown, which is why we now have some faux Girl Scout cookies on the table.
I brought the cheap generic kind to prove that you don't need to spend $5 for a good cookie.
And then we had to really hammer out some AGT stuff. So we didn't get a chance to get to news over the last couple weeks. So I've got a couple stories that I've been holding on to. I think first we'll get to the biggest one that happened in the last couple weeks that we didn't talk about. Clerks 3.
Yeah! That's what I wrote down, too.
Clerks 3 is officially happening. They are filming it like as we speak. I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And I know when they announced that they were doing it, it wasn't like in 6 months it was, by the way, we're filming it and we start filming like next week. So for a guy who loves to talk about like everything he's working on, this one kind of came out of, because I thought there was a couple other things that were going to happen before this one did, but
yeah, the same.
I'm not mad though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
For sure.
Are you a little worried at all about if he's going to be able to recapture the magic a third time?
Yes and no, because Reboot was good, and it did recapture the magic. I thought it was. My initial concern was that Jeff Anderson was going to continue to refuse to be part of it, and he's actually back.
Yeah.
So you've got all the original cast from the first movie, and it looks like most of, if not all, of the cast from the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited. I just I don't know. I mean, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and
yeah. Whether or not we.
Yeah, he's not asking our opinion.
No,
I haven't got that phone call yet.
No, you would think we would, but no.
How do you guys feel if I did this?
I mean, but what it comes down to is Clerks 2. Like, I love Clerks. I mean, obviously it's the first one he did, and it's amazing. But Clerks 2 was just so good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one more than the first one.
Yeah, I would say. I've rewatched both of them a number of times, and I think every time I rewatch the second one, I find a little bit more. And I think part of it is that he really allowed the characters to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't keep them in that same box.
Mm-hmm.
As he grew up, as he matured, well, I use that word lightly. He allowed the characters in the movie to really kind of, speak. So, given that I'm only a couple years younger than he is, I feel like there's a lot of the same things, that I deal with, coming from a lot of the same mentality, I guess is what I'm coming at with that one.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty excited for that movie.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah, do we know, does it have like a rough release date or anything yet for that?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm excited though that it's not one of these, it's not going to be like Reboot where he just takes it out on his own and you got to spend $50 to go see it in a theater and also get a live show. Like, I think I was.
Or just wait for Amazon Prime.
Or wait for Amazon Prime, but I think it's actually going to get a wide release in theaters. Like, I think it was picked up by an actual production company who's spending money on it.
Nice.
So, did either of you guys watch the He-Man reboot?
No.
Is it the Netflix one?
Yeah, the Netflix one.
I watched the trailer, I think, but I didn't actually watch the show.
I did.
I didn't really watch the cartoon when it first came out either.
Well,
No.
that's both of you.
I just really like Skeletor.
I know that both of you are quite a bit, well, not quite a bit younger, but you're both younger than me. So the whole He-Man phenomenon was probably gone by the time you got around. But I was big into He-Man. Not as big as he is, apparently. I got to tell you, from a perspective of somebody who was big into the cartoon when it was on in the 80s and has spent little to no time thinking about it since, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know you got a bunch of these toxic fanboys running around screaming about how it's woke. Man, they did not watch the show. Like, they're just mad because in the first episode, He-Man dies, but he's still in every episode. And by the end of the 5th episode, like, it's very clear that he's about to come back. They're just resetting the universe and kind of reestablishing some stuff, making it grow up a little bit.
How does he come back? Like as a ghost?
No,
Oh.
The Lazarus Pit.
basically. I mean,
Someone calls up Raish, hey, we need your pit.
it's I don't know. Well, I mean, He-Man lives in this weird random world where like everybody is like swords and like, you know, night costumes, but also has this like crazy amount of technology where like they have like these crazy like laser guns and like flying cars and
All right.
but they also have like magicians doing like hardcore magic and sorcery. Like it's this weird steampunk world that like never really fully explains itself. Like it's medieval England, but also with flying cars and lasers and robots.
Strange.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, I mean, think about when it came out. Like it basically was like, what is everything that little boys like? Robots, lasers, guys with big swords, fighting.
Yeah.
You know. Let's throw in some magic to just and.
Are there talking animals?
Talking animals, yeah. Yeah, just there's no the cartoon from the 80s existed solely to sell action figures.
Yeah.
That the cartoon now exists because like, you know, people love the cartoon, but it, you know, of course they're also going to sell action figures out of it too, but I mean
now the kids from the 80s can make the new stuff.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
This is what I wanted to happen, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
right. And that's exactly what's happening. So, I mean, most of those 80s cartoons existed just to sell action figures. G.I. Joe existed to sell action figures. That did not stop me and my buddies from going and being like, oh, you're crass commercialism. I want nothing to do with you. Tut tut, get out of here. We're like, you another version of He-Man? But He-Man's wearing that outfit. I gotta have that He-Man now. You already have three He-Man.
I had that with the Turtles.
Yeah.
The Ninja Turtles. I had like so many different ones of the same turtle because they would change it just that little bit.
Yeah. I need it.
Now, I still have those somewhere.
Joe had that. I don't have that airplane. I don't have that battleship. I don't have that castle. I don't have, you know.
Yeah.
That's why it existed back then, so that I could go to mom and be like, mom. And then I'd get
We got to
slapped.
go to Toys R Us.
We gotta go to. Yeah, that was the other thing. Toys R Us.
Mm,
All right.
pour one out for Jeffrey.
Kmart. You go there once in a while.
Yeah, back when Kmart
Yeah.
was actually worth a
Are
damn.
they still around?
And still around. I don't think there's any left in Wisconsin. There might be one.
There was one in Janesville hanging in there for the longest time.
I know there's a Shopko hanging in there
Oh yeah.
No,
No.
Kenosha too for a while.
Shopko's completely gone now.
Now it's just Shopko Optical.
Yeah,
They still have the optical part.
yeah. The rest of the store died. And they've closed every store. They've just started reopening as Shopko Optical,
The
which
one
is weird.
the
But
one in Delavan? just became a Harbor Freight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm like, that's cool.
I might need to swing by there.
Yeah.
So,
Grown-ups.
speaking of new movies, so you guys have watched the new Star Trek stuff, right?
Nope.
I watched the 1 and 2.
Okay.
I have not seen a Star Trek movie, a Star Trek episode, ever.
These are really dangerous to keep out here, man.
They're all yours.
Okay, so
You want me to come back later?
What do I look like? Some kind of Trekkie?
all right, never mind then. I was gonna say that because they've done the 3 movies with Chris Pine and Zach Quinto and all those. I've enjoyed them. I've really thought they've kind of saved or made the Star Trek universe better.
Did you like the third one?
I did.
Okay.
I
have
thought
no
I thought it was. I thought they, I thought that they, I know that a lot of Star Trek fans are mad at it, but I think it's doing something for Star Trek that like the other movies or the other it's too action. It should just be yeah, but you made it so friggin' boring.
Yeah.
Or you've made it so like exclusive, like this is ours, you can't have it. That your franchise is gonna die. They're not gonna keep making you movies or new stuff if you can't find a new fan base.
Right.
And keep building a fan base. Because at some point your fan base is gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have to work a little harder to win Justin and I over.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently Matt Shakman, the guy who directed and produced WandaVision,
Okay.
is gonna do the next movie.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Well, I'm in.
Do any of us have Peacock?
No.
Mm-mm.
No. I
No?
don't.
Nope.
Sorry. There's only room for so many streaming services in my life. I
Yeah.
just got Paramount Plus, though.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All the old Nickelodeon stuff's on there.
Right.
I don't know that one either.
It's good.
Yeah, I've got that one. So Universal Pictures said that from now on, every one of the movies they release into the theaters will go on Peacock no less than 4 months after it hits the theaters. So from 4 months to the day that it releases in the theaters, it's going to Peacock. Is that enough to convince us to get Peacock?
Is it in addition to some premium that you're going to have to pay to get the movie, or is it just Peacock subscription?
Peacock subscription.
Okay.
How much is the subscription?
I don't know.
All right.
That might push me over the edge, though, because that's, I already was kind of wanting to check them out just because I wanted to binge The Office again.
Right. There's a few things on Peacock that I would like to watch. There's a couple of the new shows, and I really loved what was that show? AP Bio,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
because the first 2 seasons were on regular network, and then they moved it over there, and I loved AP Bio. I thought AP Bio was great,
Mm-hmm.
which I just saw Bruce Campbell's joining the next season 4.
Sweet.
All right. So Peacock Premium is $4.99 a month, or you can get Premium Plus for $9.99 a month, which is no commercials.
Okay.
So
That's not bad.
$5 or $10.
It might be worth it, like depending on the movie.
Yeah.
Like if it's a movie that I'm not sold on going to spend in the theaters, and I could wait 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
I could do for $4.99. I'll do a month for $4.99. Yeah.
Why
Okay.
not? Yeah. Is Mr. Mayor going to be a Peacock exclusive, or is that
I think it's staying on the regular network.
okay?
I hope it doesn't go to a Peacock exclusive.
Oh, then you both would sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would definitely have to sign up.
All right.
Okay, I wrote down Emmy nominations, but I know that neither of you care about that. And then apparently I never bothered to actually talk about or write down what anything was nominated. So,
The new Bo Burnham special is nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seen that.
well, I know that Mandalorian, WandaVision, and a couple other, like WandaVision got like 23, 24 nominations.
Wow.
Mandalorian got about the same. Like for one, that's Emmys don't tend to ignore genre like Oscars does,
Yeah.
but like genre really stepped up big, with the nominations for Emmys. So hopefully, we'll see Mandalorian walk away with some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys finish Loki?
No.
Yes,
No,
Not yet.
Okay, all right. I won't say anything.
All right.
I
It's good.
Yeah.
We also had that trailer, I think, drop for Jackass Forever, too,
Yeah,
recently.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think I put that on our page.
I saw that on there. Yeah.
I'll see that one when that comes out. I might see that in theaters.
Let's talk about Jackass for a little bit.
All
Let's
right.
let's.
This is the right crew.
This is
Yeah.
All right. I've been watching Jackass since it existed in the '90s on MTV. Back when MTV was actually worth a damn.
Yeah.
Same.
I don't remember if I went and saw the first or second movie in the theaters. I know I've seen them.
Yeah.
The third movie I definitely remember going to see in the theaters because I watched it in 3D.
Mhm.
And it was actually one of the few 3D movies that worth seeing because they, for some reason, figured out a way to actually make 3D worth and make it fun for Jackass, where most movies was just kind of boring.
Yeah.
But obviously, well, we have Ryan Dunn who passed away,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then what's the one? Not Steve-O, the other one.
Bam.
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 Bam Margera.
Bam Margera is not going to be in it because they kicked him out because he just refused to stay clean.
Right.
They reading through like what they offered him and all the extra money, they were like, if you go get clean, we'll give you like this much more cash. We'll pay for this, we'll pay for that. You just have to get clean and you have to stay clean, like while we're filming the movie. And he just refuses, refuse to do it, and like to the point where like he's now running around bashing it, trying to talk people out of seeing it because he's not involved.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not involved.
They gave you the opportunities.
Right. And they tried to
They
pay
opened every door for you to come back.
Yeah.
Right. And they tried to pay you a shit ton of money just to get off drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also like been bashing the director and shit too.
Jermaine.
Like, yeah. Hurling insults on
And Knoxville,
social
yeah.
media. Yeah. It's just like, dude, he's not doing well.
But no, I'm excited for that one. I've seen all of them, I think, so far in theaters. Except for maybe 3.5. Was that one or 2.5?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's the one I didn't see, but I saw all the other ones in theaters.
I think I was a little too young to see the first one in theaters, but
I think it was 2002, 2003, the first one.
I don't know.
I would have been in like grade school when that was in theaters, but I probably snuck and watched it like when it came out on DVD.
No.
well,
I was definitely watching the show.
the legacy of Jackass. I mean, Jackass essentially created YouTube.
Yeah.
Because back in the 90s, when the internet was still just kind of figuring itself out, Jackass managed to get enough videos that MTV was like, we should do a show with this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, there was a bunch of just random video sites that would just show stuff like that. To the point where, like, the people who created YouTube were like, we need to have, like, one site for, like, everything. I mean, and you
Yeah,
could...
I was trying to think of some of those old sites, and I can't even think of them anymore. Like E-Bombs World or something.
yeah.
That was one.
Yeah.
I can't even find any reference to it anymore. But there was a site that was really fun called thatwasstupid.com.
All right.
And I can't even find a reference to it. That seems to have just disappeared in the ether of the internet. But that was
stupid.
.com.
.com.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that was the site you went to watch the. I don't know if the Jackass people were on it, but people who thought they were Jackass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the legacy of Jackass is will be interesting to see. Some scholar one day have to sit down and work out and like write. So it'll be interesting. Somebody at some point will get their doctoral thesis on the legacy of Jackass.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the first thing I noticed about that trailer was how old they all look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all, well, Johnny's 50.
Yeah, they're all right.
Steve-O's in his upper 40s, 47, 48.
Yeah, they're all little older than I am. Not much.
Well,
It's cool to see that Steve-O's doing like really well though, and
yeah.
Yeah, it is good that I do wonder how most of them function on a daily basis. Like
Advil, ibuprofen, everything just to get out of bed.
yeah.
like what it must be like for Johnny Knoxville just to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Because
Does he have any childhood memories left? Do you think?
I don't know if he has any memories at
Or
all.
anything? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy what they've all been through. Did you guys ever watch the Action Park movie?
I keep meaning to, but
I think I got about half of it done.
That was pretty good too. I thought I kind of enjoyed that, and they did all the real stunts in there, of course.
Oh.
So that was cool.
I thought with them releasing the new movie that some of that stuff would be up back on streaming, like either the show or the other movies.
Yeah.
Can't find it on any of the streaming stuff.
Bet it's on Paramount.
it is on Paramount, all of it.
Dang it.
Damn streaming services.
Yeah, I've the wife recently did a Jackass marathon. I came home from work like 3 or 4 days in a row of her watching like the Jackass movies because she'd watched the .5 movies as well. Which
Gotcha.
basically, like, I don't know why they call them .5 because it wasn't like it was like a whole nother movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I think it was stuff they filmed that didn't make it into the other one.
right? Yeah.
So they're
that
just
was-
like, 0.5.
0.5. Yeah.
It's supposed to be in 3, but 0.5.
I mean, they easily basically because did they do a .5 for 1 or just 2 and 3?
2 and 3. I don't think
Okay.
1 had one.
So basically, they didn't do. I don't think they did theatrical releases for either of the .5s.
No.
So basically, they did 3 movies and then another 2 separate movies. So this is really Jackass 6.
Yeah.
yeah, true.
But I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were flirting with the idea if the price is still the same of maybe renting out a theater like my family did for News of the World. Because I mean, if we can get it for like $100
Yeah.
for like 20 people, that'd be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big party in there. Recreate the stunts when you're done.
Yep.
Hey, remember?
These fucking things.
Do you remember how we like to surprise you with Robin Williams news?
Yeah, I recall.
So, Robin Williams news just dropped out of nowhere this last week or two. Apparently, originally was supposed to be the voice of Howard the Duck.
Wow.
Did a couple days on set, and he quit because he just could not figure out how to make his timing work with the puppet.
Hmm.
All
Like,
right.
he just couldn't. He was on set and he just couldn't figure out how to make it work. Like he just for whatever reason, like I guess animation, he can sit in the studio and just do whatever he wants, but with the puppet, he just couldn't. So he quit like 3 or 4 days into filming, and they brought in some other guy.
Dodged a bullet there.
He did, or we did?
He did.
Yeah.
Could have been a
Well,
whole different movie.
Yeah,
with
let's say
him, though.
That's true, yeah.
I do wonder what the Robin Williams cut. I mean, obviously they don't have near enough to make release the Robin Williams cut, but like what in an alternate world, like what Robin Williams does with Howard the Duck, like
Yeah. I mean, that could be interesting.
and of course this is also the same alternate world where Chris Farley doesn't die and he does Shrek.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's so you're just like I mean Robin Williams clearly dodged a bullet by getting out of, but I mean Howard the Duck is super. I mean it's super cheesy, but in a fun way.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, oh my god, what an abomination of a film. But it kind of
Yeah.
is rough.
Yeah, but I had never. I mean, considering what the amount of knowledge, and it came out after the What If episode that we did
Mm-hmm.
of like, wait, what? Robin Williams was on set of Howard the Duck. Like I
Yeah.
had never heard that before.
So
It's
someone
interesting.
listened to our podcast and was like, "Hey, you forgot one."
Apparently,
Let me just do a little knowledge drop here.
There you go, yeah.
either of you a fan of Waterworld? Waterworld?
I mean, fan, no.
Yeah.
But you've seen it.
Seen it, yes.
Never seen it.
You've never seen Waterworld.
Oh. I like Noah's Ark.
I didn't hate it. I liked it.
I enjoy
Yeah.
Waterworld. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Dark.
I don't.
It's a water.
I don't
world.
think it's quite the box office bomb that everybody says it was. Like, because if you go back and look at the money, it was one of the first movies to cost like 200 and 250 million to make. And I don't remember how much it made back, but it was over time. I think it's kind of found a cult following. but I guess they're going to be doing a Waterworld TV series.
Mm.
And instead of just being like where normally they're just like, we're rebooting it and starting back over, this is a straight Waterworld sequel as a TV series. Like, they are going to 100% acknowledge everything that happened in the movie and all of the actions, and then just pick up. They don't. They didn't say if it's like 20 years later or 5 years later, because I don't know if Kevin Costner's going to be involved in it at all. But
That could be interesting. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm in. I mean, I enjoyed the movie enough that I'll give at least a couple episodes a shot.
I feel like this, like the old days where I have nothing. I've never seen it.
Sometimes you just fall back into those old roles.
All right.
I'm just here for the cookies.
Me too now.
Taika Waititi.
Now
Bless
that's a that's a name.
You guys are fans of Taika Waititi.
Something Marvel related, right?
Well, I mean, he does a lot of stuff that's not Marvel related,
But that's how I would know him.
that is, yeah, he is the director of Thor Ragnarok,
Okay.
Jojo Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bizarre movie.
It is he played Hitler in Jojo Rabbit. He also directed What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
He produces the TV show, which, by the way, if you have HBO Max, Wellington Paranormal is amazing. Anyway, with making the movies that he has made recently, winning, or I think, he won an Oscar for Jojo Rabbit, I think, screenplay.
I don't know.
Winning Oscars, being nominated for Oscars, making a lot of money on Thor movies. Taika Waititi's basically sitting in a place where, like, movie studios are just throwing money at him to just do stuff.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it would be lovely to be in that position. He was gonna make a Flash Gordon animated movie, and apparently they just kept throwing money at him. That he decided he's gonna make it live action now.
All right.
So, have you ever encountered Flash Gordon outside of Ted?
Yeah, a little bit. He clips of it here and there. About the same.
Yeah, about the same. I'm familiar with it.
There
but-
was the super cheesy 80s, early 80s, late 70s. The one where Queen did the soundtrack,
Yeah.
or did at least the one song.
Mm-hmm.
There was a super good sci-fi. Sci-fi used to make really good TV series for like a season or 2 seasons, and then be like, shit, we can't afford it, and cancel it. And that's what they did with Flash Gordon. They were making a really good show, and then they realized they were spending a lot of money, and so because they started by buying all the cheesy sci-fi movies and just airing them until they were able to make enough money to buy MST3K.
Mm.
And then they were like, ooh, we can make our own MST3K. And then they started making all their other stuff. And I thought that the Flash Gordon that they made in the early 2000s was really good. I would have liked them to keep it going. But I guess they decided it was too much money. Because then we got like Warehouse 13 and Eureka and some of the better sci-fi shows. I don't know if they're doing that anymore. They might be trying to make too many of their own movies now. But
Whatever happened to like iZombie or one of those other shows they were doing?
that Zombie was CW.
Oh, what's the zombie one they were doing? Weren't they? Didn't they have like a
Oh yeah, they had
Asylum one?
Yeah, Asylum did that show with them. What was that?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that. It was like around the same exact time as iZombie though.
Yeah, that was when there was 3 big time zombie shows on TV.
Yeah.
Now we're back down to just the one, really.
Anyways.
It was. I'll come up with
I
that.
got nothing.
I'll come up with that.
I did
Z
like-
Nation?
Yes.
I did like iZombie though.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, Z Nation. So cheesy, but so fun.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so we have to acknowledge the monkey in the room. Not quite an ape. Not quite. Not as big as an elephant.
It's a monkey.
So he's a little monkey, little guy hanging out in the corner.
Does he got the symbols?
No, he's just staring at us. There's no AGT this week.
Oh.
AGT is on hiatus for this week. I think maybe next week.
I don't know.
Due to the Olympics.
Right.
Thanks,
Right.
Olympics.
So instead, we're going to present my talent. How many cookies can I eat in one day?
That whole box.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So we figured we would briefly talk about the Olympics.
Very, very briefly.
Yes.
Normally, I really enjoy watching the Olympics, and I go out of my way to watch as much Olympics as I can. For whatever reason, this year, I'm just not. Like, I've turned it on, and I've watched a few minutes here or there. I've watched some of the diving, I watched some of the swimming, but, like, I'm just not into it this year, where normally, like, that's all I do. Like, Olympics are on, fuck,
Yeah.
I don't even care what the event is. I'm watching it. But this Olympics, I'm just not. I don't care.
Oh, you're the greatest ever. Good for you. We've seen it before. Is that what you do at home this year?
Good job on swimming.
Did you see the robotic performance from the women's swim team, U.S. women's swim team, synchronized swimming?
No.
It was pretty interesting. Did you see it?
No,
They did like
I haven't
a-
watched any of it.
Oh, okay. They came out like robots, and then like when they got underneath, they were still like keeping up the robotic act as they like got up on.
Huh.
It was cool. It was interesting.
I'll give it a shot.
Oh.
So, I
Help
mean,
me.
any like Olympic memories?
Oh. Remember when McDonald's did the tie-in and fucked themselves up?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a good memory. How did that work out? They just had to give away a bunch of free stuff
Oh, yeah,
because
they-
I think so.
They said the U.S. was gonna do well or something, right?
Well,
I mean-
of course the U.S. wins every Olympic.
It's like
Right,
if,
but
if
then
the
this
US,
time
if
that-
the U.S. wins, you win or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember
know.
that. I don't
I don't
remember
know.
that one. I just
they screwed themselves over somehow.
I
Should have researched it.
Like
It's funny.
like I said, normally I watch the Olympics and I'm super into it and I follow it and I'm like, oh, like it's not that I'm not following it now. I still read news stories.
Mm-hmm.
I still check every day what the medal count is. But
Yeah.
like I don't like I'm finding myself like I'm still like a season behind on Doctor Who. I've not got a couple episodes of that.
Yeah. I mean, when you're such a perfect specimen, it's kind of like, why would I watch these amateurs do this stuff? So,
Yeah, I
don't
kept
watch.
seeing people were saying that they need to put like normal people in there just for
Yeah.
like.
Oh,
This-
comparison?
yeah.
The Jess
All right, Jeremy, go do the high dive, and
Yeah.
I'll go do some uneven bars.
Jess read something on Facebook, and maybe that's where you're getting the idea. She
Could have been.
So somebody said the U.S. should treat the Olympics like like the draft or the lottery. You just get a letter in the mail that says you're doing the 10-meter dive next year. Get ready, or
4 years to prepare for the.
not even. No, it's just every country just drafts like random, like just a random drawing.
You
They're
get
like, I don't even know how to swim. Better figure it out.
Yeah.
you get a plane ticket and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So we were like, what happens if like Michael Phelps accidentally gets drafted? Well, good for us. If not, like I was like,
That's funny.
Yeah,
make the Olympics more interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
that could be a good little skit.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't copy that.
Send it to this guy with the same name as someone else. He's like, oh,
All right.
we could try to get into the nitty gritty of why the ratings and why people don't care about the Olympics as much this year. But I think that leads us down into a political path that is not
yeah.
one that we're well versed enough to talk about.
yeah.
So instead, what we're going to talk about is favorite Olympic movies.
All right.
Could be winter or summer.
Yeah, it's a very short list.
Very short list.
I didn't even read any notes.
I'm going to start, and I think it's going to probably be on all of our lists. Cool Runnings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one I thought of.
Yep.
It's an excellent movie.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you see the Cool Runnings pop figures they make now too?
I believe we have at least one of them already.
There's 2 that they've made.
Then maybe we have both.
It's
I don't
Sanka and Coach.
know.
Nice.
I can't think of what his name is. His character.
John Candy.
Well, I knew that. I was trying to think of his name.
Yeah, I can't remember. I do. I went and saw Blades. Not Blade. There we go. I went and saw Cool Runnings in theaters when it came out.
I did not.
Wow. Not me.
What
But
year-
it is a great film.
I'd
I
say, what
agree.
year did that come out?
Like 90.
I was gonna say like 94, 95.
95.
I would have been.
Well, speaking of 95.
93.
93. Wow. Speaking of 96, because I know we just were.
Okay.
The Olympics were in Atlanta in 96 where I was
Yeah.
living.
Yeah.
So I got to go to the gold medal baseball game. Granted, it was Cuba versus Japan.
But you were there.
No, Japan. No, Japan was definitely there. It was not the U.S. team because the U.S. team lost like the day before, and then so I did not have tickets to the bronze medal game that the U.S. did win. I had tickets at the gold medal game, so I got to watch. I think Japan beat whoever they beat.
That's cool.
And then I went down to the Olympic Village a number of times to walk around to see all that stuff. Like they had all kinds of cool exhibits and
Sweet.
just
That's just
fun.
open to the public.
Well, the part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
the part where the athletes are all like sequestered, like the dorms. That is not.
Right.
But they had like just a.
Just walking around with all the athletes.
What's up, guys? What are we doing today?
Yeah.
Well, the athletes could go walk around there
Yeah.
if they wanted to. There was nothing that said they couldn't.
Stay in your room.
It's not like you'd probably even recognize most of them if you were just a general person.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
All these
Um,
people are in better shape than me.
yeah.
They must be the athletes.
Yeah. It's the LA giveaway.
Because, well, when the All-Star game was in town, did you guys go to the All-Star Fan Fest?
No.
Okay. Super Bowl's never going to be here. So,
True.
Come on.
whenever, like, the Super Bowl or the All-Star game or something like that, there always tends to be some sort of big fan fest where all the big corporate sponsors get together and just hand out gobs of garbage. That's kind of what the Olympic Village was for a couple weeks. Like, Coke had a big, like, concert series. Like, we went and saw Jars of Clay play, like, for free. Like, you just had to get down into the Olympic Village and be by the stage. Like, there was all kinds of concerts and giveaways and just, like, people selling. Like, they had big vendors set up for pins, and people would trade pins and flags, and, like, it was just a big, like, it was a lot of fun. You know,
Sounds
It's just
cool.
a big giant flea market.
kind of, but not as cheesy as a flea market. But, you know. Right, anyway, that just reminded me.
That's cool.
I think the next closest we'll ever come to the Olympics, I think they're going to be in L.A. Not next one, but the one after. But anyway, all right. My second movie, not technically an Olympic movie, because I'm guessing they wouldn't give them permission to use the word Olympics. Blades of Glory.
That's the only other one. That's one of the other ones out of my list.
Yeah.
That was number 2 of 3.
I forgot about that movie, but sure. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's John Heder, right?
And Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
That's a good. I like that movie.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm now thinking of it now. We talked about it before we started. I'm wondering if there's not a lot of Olympic movies because the Olympic people don't allow their name to be used
In such
Yeah.
crude humor.
with such manner.
Yeah.
Because
A lot of documentaries and stuff, which
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those.
Then there was Munich,
Mm-hmm.
That was
Which-
it. No, I didn't see
which-
that.
which
Those
was
are the
a-
only 2 I've seen.
which was a really good movie. Very very dour. Very like it's not a happy movie.
Right. Right.
It's about the 72 or 76 Olympics where a bunch of people break into the Israeli teams like basically bunk and executes 11 athletes.
Yeah.
And then it's about the Mossad hunting down the rest of the people who did, and it's brutal.
Yeah. It's a very heavy watch.
Yeah, it's a heavy watch. And then the last one that I have on my list is The Ringer.
That was the other one that was on my list.
The Ringer?
Where I was like, I don't know if it's an Olympic movie.
Special Olympics.
It is the Special Olympics.
I didn't even think of that one.
And the Special Olympics actually let them use their name.
They did.
Yeah.
Now I will give you this. If you just hear the plot of The Ringer, you're immediately like, how dare you?
I wasn't. I was like, all right.
What is wrong? But when you see it, like, it's surprisingly sweet.
It is.
It's very, and like it's really well done in a way that like treats the subject matter, nicely.
Yeah. It was very thoughtful.
And Johnny Knoxville clearly made friends
Yeah.
with at least one of the cast members, because he shows up in Jackass 3.5 at least.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I wonder if he'll be in 4.
I don't know, but yeah.
Those are the 3 on my list already.
So
What about Miracle?
I have Miracle, I, Tonya, Eddie the Eagle, Foxcatcher, Richard Jewell, and The Bronze as movies that are Olympic related that I have never watched.
Oh, I'm surprised you haven't seen Miracle.
I've never seen that one either.
It was good.
I thought that one too. That was another one, but I was like, never seen it.
Yeah,
Can't say anything about it. Same with I, Tonya.
I don't know how I've never watched The Miracle. I would have thought by now. I watched a couple. I know I've watched at least 130 for 30 on Miracle.
Yeah.
So maybe I just didn't. I was like,
I've done enough.
I watched a documentary.
Yeah. You got the idea.
I know what happens here.
The movie's good. That's one of the ones I saw in theaters because I went there for a class trip. It would have been like in middle school when it came out, and we read like a little like play about Miracle before the movie came out, and then we went to go see it.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
I watched a movie. I started watching a movie last night on Amazon called Tracktown, I think it's called. About a girl who's doing Olympic trials for running, and she hurts her ankle. And I didn't get very far. It seemed kind of like it was heading down like chick flick territory. So I was like, well, maybe later.
Well, time for bed.
But it was okay. That was about Olympics, sorta.
All right.
What about Did you never saw Foxcatcher?
No.
Did you?
No.
He's so weird in that. I want to see it, but I haven't either.
I've always wanted to see it, but
Yeah.
every time I have the opportunity, I'm like, I'm gonna watch this instead.
All right.
Wow.
Well, I have an Olympic segment.
Okay.
It sort of ties in. So this is called bronze, silver, gold, and I'm going to give you different categories, and you're going to have to rank things in the categories with either bronze, the silver, or gold. So, for instance, we'll say James Bond, and I would rank Bonds. Sean Connery gets the gold. Daniel Craig gets the silver. Timothy Dalton gets the bronze.
I've only seen one Bond movie ever, so I don't have much of a reference here.
Connery gold, Daniel Craig silver, Roger Moore bronze.
Okay.
I've only
Timothy
seen.
Dalton did not.
Timothy Dalton gets the taken out back and shot.
I've only seen the first one, and it was like, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was gonna work my way up, and I think I watched Dr. Knows the first one.
Yeah. Bad idea.
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
They get better. They do.
The new ones look good.
Yeah, they are. They're a fun ride. All right, how about current NFL wide receivers?
Of any team?
Yeah. Just to have to be current.
I'd probably have to give Adams, maybe a little biased, gold. I will give Hopkins a silver. And I don't know if it's with the quarterback play, but I might go with Stephon Diggs for the Browns.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, Devontae's clearly getting gold. Who's the other one out of Arizona? Not Larry Fitzgerald.
Hopkins, isn't it? Hopkins?
Is that he?
The one that got traded from
Yeah,
the
he's
Texans.
got
Yeah. Okay.
That's DeAndre
Okay.
Hopkins.
alright.
That's my silver.
Okay, so I'll give him a silver as well.
Bronze, I was like, oh, you know what? I'll go with Diggs. He had a real good year.
Diggs had a great year. Yeah. What about Odell? No love for Odell.
No.
Too much of a diva.
Oh, early Odell maybe. Now with his injuries and stuff, he's
Who's that? That speedy little guy in Kansas City.
Tyreek Hill.
I'll give him the bronze, just to be different.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to Adams, gold, Cobb, silver, and MVS, bronze. All right.
Oh, okay.
Ice cream.
Oh.
You mean like, are we going with flavors?
Yeah.
Okay, not brands.
Flavors.
Can it be different brands for each one?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'll have to think here.
Going gold, Ben and Jerry pistachio. Then just random flavor for silver. I'm gonna go pralines and cream.
Mm.
And then for the third one, orange sherbet.
Okay. All right.
Jalen?
Mint chocolate chip for the gold. The half-baked Ben and Jerry's for the silver. And Halo Top vanilla for the bronze.
Probably have to go with Cedar Crest Pirates Bounty for the gold. The silver. Man, there's so many good ice creams. I really like Moose Tracks. That
Oh,
might get a
yeah.
silver. And then bronze, great value, makes a really good sea salt caramel.
Oh, all right.
I'd go with that for bronze.
Great value. Sneak it in there with the bronze.
And it's a good value. It's $2.97.
Okay.
All right.
What about Pop Tarts?
Gold is the brown sugar, cinnamon ones.
Okay.
Silver, I might have to give that to I think it's the s'mores one,
Oh yeah.
because that one's really good. And then the bronze, probably the normal, like iced strawberry one they have.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
really good.
Okay.
Don't eat a lot of Pop-Tarts, so
I used to eat a shit ton of them back in the day, but not so much anymore.
All right. So for the gold, going frosted strawberry.
Okay.
The silver, they had this peanut butter one. Like it was like peanut butter and jelly with like a peanut butter crust. Like they had this weird like run of like peanut. That one I'm gonna go silver, and then for bronze, I guess I'll go just the brown sugar.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go s'mores, brown sugar, and then for bronze there was this one flavor. It had like purple icing and like blue top. I don't remember what the flavor was, but I remember enjoying it. So
I think that's the wild berry.
I'll just say that
Wildberry.
sounds like wild berry.
okay, that's my third.
All right.
Okay, and then Indiana Jones films.
All right, gold, Last Crusade. Silver, Temple. No, I almost said that wrong. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Bronze, Temple of Doom.
Okay, same order as you.
Yeah, I say that's about right.
Crystal Skull
Maybe
has to be
Crystal
gold.
Skull up there.
Yeah. Gold, Crystal Skull, Silver, Temple of Doom, and then whatever.
Mine's probably pretty the same order as Nicholas's.
Yeah,
No.
I think I'm gonna agree with that. All right, that's all I got. You guys have anything you want to throw out there for silver, bronze, gold?
Oreos.
Ooh,
There's a lot of Oreos.
I used to have to admit to some mental problems that I used to have a real like issue where when I got into the cookie aisle, I had to avoid walking into the cookie aisle because if I saw the Oreos, I literally had to count the different varieties they had.
I did that the other day at work with the Ben and Jerry flavors. I think it was like 47.
Jesus Christ.
But I just
That's a lot of flavors.
like the various different flavors. Like, because I mean, and I counted like because they had like double stuff, regular, thin. Like, so those were, each one of them got counted. And then you had like the mini ones, like over with the snack. I think one time in the grocery store I counted like 31 different Oreo things. Like, it was a real, like, I had to break myself of it because it was a real, like, I like had to do it. Like, it was a weird obsession that, like, when I saw them, I had to stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't understand what it was about because it wasn't like I had to do it with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Oreos.
It's odd.
All right. What would you have for
I'm
flavors?
sure Nabisco was really happy about that.
I didn't buy them. I just counted.
Well, the store should have hired you then for inventory for that section. Just Oreos.
Just Oreos.
All right. So gold. I'm gonna go with the peanut butter one.
You sounded disappointed.
Well, no. I think in the long run, I would agree with that.
The silver. They had a coconut cream one that I thought was pretty
Dude,
good.
I can't fucking stop eating this shit.
And I guess bronze. I'll give it to just your regular standard Oreo, if I have milk.
Okay.
All right.
Justin.
For gold is the mint Oreos for me. Get the gold. Bronze is. I'm skipping silver apparently. Silver I might have to give to the double stuff, and then bronze I give to the peanut butter. They had a s'mores one that I wanted to try, but I never bit the bullet and bought them. And now I can't find them. So if you can find them, let me know. Send us a link.
Yeah.
Send us a message.
Or just send us the
Or
package.
send us the cookies.
Yeah. Gold, I'm going to go with the Halloween kind. And, of course...
The one with the orange?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to stay on brand here. So, silver, I'm going to give to the mint. And then bronze, give it to the OG white stuffing. But I like the peanut butter ones, too, a lot.
Double stuff or normal?
Normal. Double stuff's a little too much for me to handle.
All right.
Too rich. Yeah, so that's all I got.
You got anything you want to add? I did Oreos.
No, I just
No.
No.
I can't think of anything.
Ninja Turtles.
What?
Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo.
Okay.
Do they have to be turtles?
No.
Because I really like Casey Jones.
Oh.
He's up there for me. Probably Michelangelo and Leonardo.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not counting Tokar, Razor, Bebop, and Rocksteady.
Right. Honorable mentions.
You know, Shredder, Super
Yeah.
Shredder, April, the Foot.
Oh, what have I done?
Welcome to Turtle Cast.
Splinter.
All right. I'm not even going to rank mine,
Mm.
so fuck it.
All right, well, remember if you're the Olympic Committee and you just refuse to hand out licensing for your movies so that people won't talk about your stuff, or you are...
Don't keep going. I'm just looking. I didn't turn it off. I'm just checking.
You are done.
I'm like the Oscars.
I'm trying to...
The music starts playing. Come on.
I'm trying to... The last couple minutes I've been trying to think of
Who else was stupid?
who else was...
Here comes the hook to drag you off stage.
If you're Timothy Dalton...
Oh, wow.
wow.
That's so mean. License to Kill was really good.
He's done some other really good movies, too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but just not Bond.
You should rewatch License to Kill.
I probably should. Well, if you're me at this point and just really grasping at straws because you've mentally taxed yourself, just remember, that stupid never walks alone.
Yeah.
Booyah.